Welcome back to the Presence of Being podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. If you are watching this on YouTube, obviously you're going to be able to see the visual in addition to the actual recording of this podcast. So if you are watching this on Spotify or Apple and you want to see the visual, then you can head over to YouTube and see the visual that goes alongside this recording. I do want to take a second and thank everyone who's been tuning in, sharing, listening, leaving a positive review on the podcast. It really does mean a lot to me and it really helps get the message out. If you are tuning in for the first time, the goal of this podcast and the Presence of Being community is to promote a present lifestyle, to build the world and the brand that is Presence of Being. So if you are someone who values the importance of living in the present moment, the lifestyle that comes from living presently, from practicing something like meditation, if you're someone who values the importance of self-development, spirituality, and has some sort of mindfulness practice that they do in their life, some wellness practice that they do in their life, then you are in the right place, because that's what I love to talk about, and that's what we are building with Presence of Being. Before I get into this episode, this recording, I would like to say that the best place to reach out to me is on Instagram. So go join the Presence of Being community on Instagram. You can just search Presence of Being and you will find it. That is the best place to get in touch with me. I respond to all of my DMs. If you have any questions, any comments, I'm more than happy to have a conversation over there. In addition to that, we also have a Discord community that you can join in the description of this video. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description. If you are watching or listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it'll be in the description as well. In addition to that, I also have a free mindset training that you can get in the description, 40-minute free mindset training, and a identity crafting and mindset guide that is also available in the description or in the bio of this video or this recording. So the title of this podcast is called Sit and Do Nothing. And the reason why I named it Sit and Do Nothing is because I think if you can incorporate stillness, sitting and doing nothing, for like 5 to 10 minutes every single day for, let's say, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think that can profoundly, positively impact every single area and every single avenue of your life. And there are a few reasons why I think this is the case, and I'm going to get into it in this episode, in this recording. But I've done this in my life and it has made a profound positive impact. I am not some spiritual guru. I don't claim to know everything. The only things that I am sharing are things that have helped me on my self-development journey, things that I am learning on my self-development journey. And hopefully if you are someone like me who is pursuing a certain goal or cares about this kind of stuff, you can try it, implement it in your life, and maybe it can help you maybe it can positively have an impact on you. But I can say wholeheartedly that presence, meditation, is the number one thing by far that I've been able to incorporate in my life, and that has helped me in every avenue of life. Since incorporating consistent meditation practice into my life, or consistent sitting and doing nothing in my life, it has made a positive impact on every single other area of my life. So I have a feeling that this doesn't only affect me, but in the day and age that we live in, it's really hard to focus. There's so much out there that's trying to get your energy and attention and suck your attention in different directions, suck your energy in different directions. And it's very hard to be centered, be focused, be still. And it's hard to take your attention back, take your energy back, and direct it in a way that is productive. Like, it really does require a certain level of self-awareness to be able to do that. And I think that through presence, through sitting and doing nothing, through meditating, you take your power back, you become more self-aware, and you're able to direct your energy and attention in a way that is going to benefit you. The things that you are avoiding are going to come to the surface when you are present. The things that you know you should be doing but maybe aren't doing are going to come to the surface when you are present. When you're present, you're going to be able to reevaluate your priorities. What is important to you? What isn't really important to you? What's important to you that's going to help you get you to where it is you want to go? All of that is going to be able to come to the surface when you are still. Because when you're still, when you're centered, when you aren't clouded with thought and bombarded with thought, things become clear very quickly. When your mind is in many different directions, focused on many different things, it's very hard to be focused, it's very hard to be centered, and the important things that are a priority, it's difficult to come to the surface. It's difficult for them to come to the surface because you're all over the place. One of the most important things I think happens when you're still, when you're present, is that you're really able to tell which thoughts are beneficial and which thoughts are not. You can ask yourself, what thoughts are really useful? What thoughts do I think consistently that are coming from a place of insecurity or fear or lack or jealousy? Which thoughts are coming from a place of fullness? Which thoughts are coming from a place of abundance? You can ask yourself, why am I allocating certain energy and attention in this direction? Why am I putting so much energy and attention on this? Why am I not putting enough of my energy and attention on this? So in addition to having your mind not be in a million different places, you're also more focused, more centered, and you're able to ask yourself these important questions. Because like I said, your mind isn't going in a million different directions. The important things, you allow the important things to come to the surface when you are still, when you're operating from a present state of being. And sitting and doing nothing, practicing 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, let's say, every single day is going to enable you to do that. Like if I asked you right now, what thoughts are serving you? What thoughts are not serving you? Are you really able to tell, or is your mind going in a million different directions always? So it's hard to tell. The things that we think about consistently, the places we are giving our energy and attention to, the kind of things that we're giving our energy and attention to, we're going to create more of those things and experience more of those things depending on how much weight we are assigning it and how much of our focus we are giving it. The important things are going to come to the surface. The things that you are avoiding are going to come to the surface. You allow it to come to the surface when you sit and do nothing, when you're still, when you're present, and you're just here. You're just focused. You're just being here now. Where are you operating from? Are you coming from a place of lack, or are you operating from a place of fullness, completeness? Sit and do nothing for 5 to 10 minutes for like a week and see what kind of answers come to you. And realize that's all I'm asking for here. 5 to 10 minutes. If you are a beginner, that's what I recommend. 5 to 10 minutes meditating every day, or having some sort of presence practice that you do in your life, and do it for 7 days, do it for 14 days, and see what comes up, see what happens. I promise you, you do not, if you're consistent with it, you do not need to wait 2 months or 4 months to see the benefits from meditating consistently or being present consistently. It only takes a few days for you to really notice the benefits. And again, this is just from my experience, but if you do it consistently, you're going to notice the profound positive impact that it could have. So the next important point I want to make, and I've definitely spoken about this before, is that when you sit and do nothing, or you practice presence, or you have some sort of meditation practice that you do in your life, it connects you with intuition. And through intuition, it illuminates our path to the most aligned things that we should be doing to help us get to the places that we want to get to. If your mind is in a million different places, you're not going to know which path to take. You're not going to know which action to take, which action feels inspired and which doesn't. The most aligned path for you gets illuminated when you are present, because intuition points us in the direction that we should be going in. Time and time again, without fail, if I can quiet my mind, be still, be in the moment, be right here, right now, something just is awakened within you, I guess you could say, and it'll just tell you what to do. It'll tell you what direction to go in, who you should speak to, what you should do, what you should say, what you shouldn't say, what path you should take, what action you need to take in order to get you to where it is you want to go. And you may not be able to tell instantly, but if it continuously pops up, you're gonna know. You're just gonna know. And it's hard to even explain it in words, because it's a feeling that comes from within you. And really, you are the only person that's gonna know whether or not it's right for you, whether or not it is in alignment with you and your highest vision. If you have a clear image of where did you want to go or who did you see yourself becoming, and you get present, intuition will arise and will literally tell you what direction you should go in to get to your highest vision. Regardless of what anybody says externally, regardless of what even people closest to you say externally, like, you're gonna know what's right for you if you get present enough to listen to your intuition. Intuition is a gift, and so many people get confused, like, maybe I'm just anxious, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's not my intuition. Like, you will know. You'll know when it's intuition when you get present enough to actually listen to it, to hear it. You can sit and do nothing for 5 to 10 minutes, meditate for 5 to 10 minutes every single day. You're going to be able to connect with your intuition. You're going to be able to feel it. You're going to be able to, I guess you could say, even communicate with it. Just like hear it, listen to it, feel it within yourself, and then take action based on what your intuition is telling you. And it all comes from being present and being present consistently. I am not going to say that if you meditate for 5 to 10 minutes once, all the answers that you need are going to come to you. That's not what I'm saying. It requires consistency. It requires patience, and it requires you really buying in and being consistent with this practice. Now, the next point I'll say is practicing meditating, having some sort of presence practice that you do in your life. I see it as you recharging your internal battery. In the day and age that we live in, social media, it's so easy to, like I said, put your energy and attention in so many different directions. And when you don't give yourself enough time to recharge your internal battery, you are going to burn out. Practicing meditating, being still, it refocuses us, recenters us, and allows us to just recharge. It allows you to recharge. If you are someone who has a goal or you're in pursuit of a goal, sometimes you face resistance. Sometimes there are certain challenges that you need to overcome. If your mind is in a million different directions, you have no presence practice that you do or that you practice, like, how are you going to overcome those challenges? How are you going to overcome that resistance with ease? How are you going to be centered enough to find solutions to overcome that resistance or overcome those challenges? It's going to be a lot harder to do so if you don't have some sort of presence practice in your life that allows you to recharge your batteries. When you're still, when you're present, it allows us to take on challenges head on. It allows us to find solutions to those challenges way easier in a more direct way, and it allows you to do so coming from a higher vibrational place, because you aren't coming from a place of lack. You're coming from a place of fullness because your battery is full. You've practiced presence. You have some sort of meditation practice that you do in your life, some time for yourself, some mindfulness practice or wellness practice that you do in your life that just charges you up. You're full, which elevates your state of energy, elevates your being, and that's a very, very powerful place to operate from when you're recharged, when you're focused, when you're centered, because you have that presence practice that you do. I'm telling you, not only are the things that you do, not only is going to be positively impacted by you when you're operating from that place, but the people you interact with are going to feel that energy, the energy that you possess, because your battery is charged. And so many people, because of social media, because just like the world that we live in, so many people operate from low levels of energy, and it's just the truth. Presence allows us to recharge our batteries and elevate our energy so we can just be the best, most centered version of ourselves. Sitting still, doing nothing, meditating, or having some sort of presence practice that you do consistently in your life, I promise you, is going to make a positive difference. You're going to be able to feel it, and you're not going to want to let go of it. So sit still and do nothing. There's a meditation that you can watch on my YouTube channel if you're interested in getting started in some sort of meditation practice or presence practice. If you have any questions when it comes to meditating, you can just DM me and I'm happy to have a conversation with you about it. And if you are someone who already has a certain presence practice that they do in their life, or you meditate consistently, DM me and let me know how much of a positive impact it's made on your life. Sit still, do nothing, do it for 7 days, and see what happens. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of our community. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for being here. And like I said in a few episodes ago, a few recordings ago, I'm going to try being more consistent with the visual in addition to the audio of these podcasts, of these recordings. So be on the lookout for that. If you're interested in getting any of Presence of Being clothing, there's more clothing on the way, but here's the hat. Mine is definitely worn in. I wear this every single day. The hoodie that I'm wearing right now is a sample of a hoodie that I'm making for our community and the brand itself. If you're interested in all the guides or resources, the trainings that we have, you can find it in the description of this video or in the bio on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Let me know what you thought about the podcast. And yeah, thank you so much for being a part of our community. And I will see you in the next recording.